following a dark and lonely star. My faults and virtues, at least they're my own. I live my life the way I have known, and where my shadow goes to the bone.
As you get older, you look for more dimensions in your life. It's not necessarily getting more religious or more spiritual, or that sometimes comes, but you know, time runs away from you and you start to see things in a different perspective. There's no question of that. Songs are snapshots of people's lives, maybe very, very small sometimes, but the important thing is they're not numbers, they're not statistics, they're a little part of real lives. You can imagine them. They'll be half from experience, half from looking at other people, hearing things, but they're snapshots. Close to the Bone is about the outsider, the fugitive, the outlaw, these kind of characters which make up so much of fiction. Living a life close to the edge, not being a part of normal society. It's a blues, in a way.
'Cause there's nothing like loving a laughing girl. Every single night got your heart in a whirl. She believes.
Well, I think it's about between 18 and 20, actually, albums. Depends how you count them. I mean, I wasn't even sure I ever had songs for another album, because certainly during lockdown, I suddenly found myself with really time to write, and I'd always struggle to find the time when I was busy on the road. But although I spent a lot of time, I wasn't very excited by the results. Once we were back on the road, for some reason, all the half ideas crystallized, and I found myself working on 4 or 5 songs, and suddenly I think I had more than enough for a new album. I think it's a continuation, really, because it's quite eclectic, like most of my albums. It represents my musical influences and interests, from the blues through soul and songwriting, the great 3 sources of my inspiration. The blues, of course, because you know, when you get a very sentimental world where everything is presented in a very plastic way, the blues will give it to you straight from the hip and in primary colors, and you need that.
Well, your letter came this morning, driving me crazy with the scent of you, in an envelope filled with tears and regrets and several shades of blue.
And then songwriting, I'm in awe of songs, people who produce them. The 3-minute, 4-minute song is a great way to think about organizing a song in choruses and verses and middle eights and what have you. Our parents' generation was brought up on the great songwriters, the classic songwriters, Gershwins and Cole Porter, Jerome Kern. They were masters at the idea of folding words into a beautiful melody so it came out with something magical at the end.
Down where all the big fish dream, 'cause nothing's really what it claims to be. No one's ever really what they seem.
Well, there were 14 songs on the album. I was led to believe that people's attention span is very short these days, so I thought maybe 11 or 12 would be enough. But then when it came to actually getting rid of a couple, I ran it past the musicians and friends of mine who were around, and they all said, look, all 14 are strong songs, so you should keep them all. And my son, who's very to the point, said, Dad, you don't know when you're going to record another album, so shove them all on. So we did. I try to keep a notebook around or some way of recording things, but the essential time is at the piano.
I sailed around your island, looking for a place to land. The wind brought me to the shallows. I fetched up in the seaweed and the sand.
The writing process is very strange. You have to be very easy being alone with yourself and lyrics and ideas and piano. Solitude is underrated in this world, I think, because you need a lot of space, time to yourself to ponder. Pondering is good, thinking of things. I don't think people ponder enough. I work with the same musicians for so long now. Ingo and Butch on the road, of course, and then Nick Pentalo, I've known for 40 years more, I should think. Vincenzo came from Italy. He's been playing drums with me in Italy sometimes. And my son, who's a very good musician, he came too. And although I sketch out arrangements and ideas, I know that musicians of this quality will bring something really interesting and original of their own. I'm not religious, but in fact I'd count myself as one of the world's unbelievers. But I recognize that many people yearn for a spiritual dimension in their lives. Maybe even more as you get older and time sort of starts to run away from you.
That shakes the salt hair beneath my hands, gives me the secrets of love's old contraband. Gives me the chance to hear sweet laughter once more, to wake up beside her there on the lonely seagull shore. Give me the time, although whoever's up there, we hardly seem to find even a moment to spare. Baby, you only exist in my mind. But my heart won't go on. Yes, that's one thing very clear. I can take the wheel of this ship, I believe I can steer. No, my heart won't go on, 'cause when I'm dead I know I'm gone. I can be your captain tonight, so let's sing a very different song. When life is a dog devoid of any meaning, I think of all the ramshackle vans I've been in, all the folks and the jokes, the wine, the beer and the cheer.
This was a song we added just at the last minute. I just finished it and everybody wanted to play it, so we put it in. Yeah, it's about being on the road. If you're not a superstar, you've spent months of your life in vans, and although, you know, for a rock and roller, sex, drugs and alcohol are the things you want to enjoy most, you've got to get a van that works to get you to the sex and drugs and alcohol. I was pondering about lies generally that we're told by politicians and leaders, lies we tell ourselves, lies we use to justify all kinds of acts that possibly we shouldn't do. And the world is full of them at the moment.
I went down to find the preacher. He said it's years since you confessed. 'cause a lifetime of sin corrodes your soul. And then there's all the rest. Whose blues, whose old blues are these? No troubles, no more troubles, please. Some can.
It's a blues, but it's about trying to find a time in your life where you don't need the blues all around you.
Oh, you are not lost to us, you are not gone from us. Let's raise a glass. This one's for you.
This is a song about celebrating the passing of somebody, a friend. My grandparents are from Ireland. I've only known that recently, but even before that I've always admired the culture from Ireland. And one of the things I love about it is the tradition of the wake, where you celebrate all together somebody's passing in stories and music and humour and of course alcohol. We take so many photographs now, millions I think, with smartphones and digital cameras. I can remember back to a time when having your photograph taken was a very special occasion. You dressed up for it. But I love to look through old photographs. They always tell you a story or a memory, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes both at the same time.
And happy, hardly sad. Of course you look quite beautiful, and even I didn't look too bad. Yes, wherever your life is going now, raise a glass from time to time.
You know, I'm a singer, so I write songs that I like to sing, and I've enjoyed singing these songs, and that means I'm doing something right for me anyway.